Hey guys, so I'm here again, and today we are in my living room actually. Um, so I've got something really exciting. This is something I've kind of been waiting on for a little under 3 years now. Well, actually, no, a little over 3 years, maybe 4 years. Something really exciting that I've really wanted to do for a long time. Um, I finally invested the final amount of money I needed to finish my suspension for the Eclipse. And I definitely spared no expense for this one. So I wanted it to be the right one. I wanted to make sure it was going to be correct and well built, well engineered. So I'm going to present the new BC Racing Coilovers. And these things are supposed to be some of the best, as far as you can tell. So here, I'm going to go ahead and do an unboxing for you guys because this is really exciting. I really want to share this with everybody here that's been following me up to this point. I think it's definitely a really proud moment. Part of the reason I went with these guys is because, for one, everybody I know, they all run them. Everybody I know that talks about them have these coilovers. The cool thing about BC, actually, I found out that I didn't know about, was that apparently at some point they will engineer, may not specially engineer, but have a set of coilovers that are engineered to also lift your car or truck or whatever it is that they use them for. My buddy, you guys may have seen him. I don't have his user ID, his user name on YouTube, but one of the things that he has is these BC coilovers as well, but he used them instead to lift his Dodge Neon, and that thing is fantastic. It's got fairly large mudding tires on it. The lift, he's got a special locker for the transmission. He's got a few things done to that, so that way he can actually take it up in the mountains and go off-roading with it if you really want to. It's very ridiculous, but it's great. Let's see. This is Thumbs. He's newly acquired. He's also very nosy. Wash your face. There you go. He's also very curious too. So right away I can tell these are the box was pretty well preserved on transport, so it's not bad. It's kind of in good condition. Oh. Fairly good condition. So obviously we're going to want to find out right away if these are correct. So that'll be something we'll have to look at here shortly. But for now, we're just going to do the unboxing. And first thing we got here, we've got some pamphlet. It shows us the exact make and model of our car, which is the right year and it's the right model, so we're good there. You get some stickers, you get a couple of pamphlets. It looks like some instructions. Yep, so there's some instructions here. What else did we get? Oh, interesting. They even give us a little card here. It's a little warranty sticker. So you can use this to replace them or get them repaired if something goes wrong. And you know, I'm a huge fan of making sure I've got stickers that represent the exact parts that I have. So this is definitely going to be going on the car when this is all finished up. Piece of resistance will be the last thing I do. I'll stick those on at the very end. Here we go. So this is kind of just a little diagram. It shows you all their different models of coil that they use. And for us, all we needed were the BR series. That's all we needed. They've also got DS, they've got RM, perfectly functional and well-established coilovers that will work for really any application as far as I can tell. The cool thing about BC and why I went with them is because when I was on the phone with them, we had talked about the different styles that they have, customizability, and can they be changed after I receive them. So in particular, one of the things that I found out is that my coilovers can in fact be swapped out or changed or modified for one of these other styles. So all I'd have to do is purchase separate components, disassemble the coil or the coilover, and put all the other pieces back on that I wanted to modify it how I wanted. So like I have the BR series, I can change certain parts out to make it a DS series, or I can change other parts out to make it an RM series. Those are other things here that they talked about. So let's see what else we got here. It's finally opening it up. And so the first thing I see, lots of bubble wrap, lots of packaging, some packing peanuts. They didn't do too bad preserving them, and really the cardboard does a really good job of protecting it, which is nice. These are set in here very nicely, very like there was actually some care taken to make sure that these aren't gonna collide with each other and be well protected from not only shipping and other external elements, but also what is happening inside the box. So these are all separated from each other. Let's do that one forward. I believe this one's a rear. So let's pull out the rear. We'll just see how that looks. Yes. High performance shock absorber, gas filled, do not open, do not heat. So there was a lot of research that was done on these before I purchased them, just to make sure that I was getting exactly what I wanted. I would say comparatively, because these are my first coilovers I've ever got, so I think for a first coilover this is a pretty good choice, as I can tell just from looking at. What else do they have here? Oh, this is interesting. So around the first time that I was looking at the coilovers and checking out what they had, I had noticed that these the little protective cover in here, some of them had a sleeve that went farther up this, whereas this one kind of just sits flat. It doesn't really have like a decent it doesn't really totally keep out dirt, whereas the last one I had seen, the last ones I had seen before this, they kind of went up the shaft of the rod here, and I feel like that protected it a lot better. It was just a little bit of a better design, I feel like. So it's kind of surprising that I got this, and one of the things I saw is that it doesn't actually protect like that. Let's pull this sleeve up, I guess, and just kind of take a look since it's open. Give us a good idea of what we're looking at here. Interesting. There's just a little white, I don't know what you would call that. It's very firm, probably another part to the suspension to keep the piston from bottoming out. Say if we nailed a jump real hard or something like that, probably won't ever, but there for that reason. One other thing too is that when I was looking on the site, there are certain things that would keep these from getting to you sooner. Whereas I'd gotten this in 1 week, Some people have gotten them in a month to 3 months. Part of the reason for that is because there are special things you can change about these. You can change your spring rate. You can change certain components to be a particular way that you want them, however that is. I'm not quite sure. It's a little bit deeper than I know. For me, I had to call them to find out exactly what their recommendations were for these spring rates, only to find out when they talked to me, the spring rates they give you by default are in fact engineered for your vehicle. Isn't that cool? They already thought about everything, all the little bits and pieces, all the different weights, all the math that it takes to go through to get this set up, already done for you. You don't have to calculate anything. It's already, this isn't set to the softest setting. It's like somewhere in the middle between soft and hard, but that will give you a pretty good baseline for where to start out. So you can always change this. You can change it on the fly if you really want to. But this has been a pretty interesting experience. When I ordered it, there had to be someone here to sign for it, and thankfully somebody was. So they were able to get that. That's probably going to be something that will be that way for you guys if you choose to, or you can go and pick them up from UPS. That's who delivered for me. Depending on where you're at, because currently we've got different political climates right now, and some places that are more heavily affected by the politics or the environment may receive these in a lot longer amount of time. But to start off, I think I'm going to be really impressed with how these feel and how they ride, and I think it's going to make a big improvement on the ride quality. I really do. So with that, I'm thinking for now I'm going to end with this. There's probably a whole lot that I could be talking about right now with these that would be helpful to you guys, but as of right now, this is all I've got and this is all I know. Yeah, I can't wait to install and have them on the vehicle finally, because it's one piece to a bigger puzzle that I can finally close up. So it's going to be really exciting to finally see how these work. And when I get around to it, when I get to the part where I do install them, I'll make another video of the install itself. So I'll go through and I'll show you guys exactly how much it takes to do that. I'm not sure exactly when I'll have time to do it though. It's probably going to be next week. It could be within a couple or 3 weeks. I've still got paint that has to go on the car. It's all got to get painted. Standalone ECU is still being built, so we're kind of waiting on that before we can actually take the car out. One thing that I could do is do a before and after of the ride quality, which would be really beneficial, I think, to some of you guys and to myself, so I can feel the difference. So I'll get a good feel of how it is before I go, and then after the install I'll go again and we'll see what the difference is and how it changed.